All right, folks, we're continuing our journey with the strings package. Today we're going to demo the join function and the count functions, right? So function and how we can use them. Again, the context here is you're more likely than not to get a string-based coding question if the coding interview involves programming, right? And to do that, we really have to know all the functions that are available to us on the string package, because if we use those functions, then whatever problem we're given will be much quicker to solve it, to come up with. Otherwise, you'd be writing code to implement what's already been implemented, right? So that's what we're doing this. If you like the content, please subscribe, and that would be super, super appreciated. All right, let's get started. So join and the count function. Here's a list of functions that we're going through. We've already covered the first 5. We're doing 6 and 7, join and count. This is the code from the last exercise. Join, because some of them will come in handy. Join, I think, is pretty easy and intuitive. So we're going to join S2 and S3 and come up with S3. Let's see. So var S3 string, and we're not going to give it a value right now. We're just going to say S3, which is just called the result. Actually, it would have been even easier. So S3 equals strings dot join, and it's complaining about S1. Why? Cannot use S1 type string as string value in argument to so it has to be an array of strings. Aha. Okay, let's make sure that is the case. Let's look up the documentation on strings package, and let's see what join does. Fills in the separation string. Okay, so we're going to take in a slice of string, create a single string. And what does sep do then? The separator strip is placed between the elements in the resulting strings. Okay, I get it. So let's say let's first. I think it's easier to demonstrate than anything else. So let's call S1 an array of string, not a string. Okay. So now we're going to give it an array value. So let's just say John and Doe. All right. So 2 elements in that. Oh, VS Code, don't try to help me. Let's see. Let's remove everything because it's getting in the way. So the array of string here is John and Doe. It's still complaining. What is it complaining? Expected type round syntax. I think the way I did this, maybe it's supposed to be comma, like that. Okay, this is not good. I'm supposed to comma expecting. Okay, let's do 1, see what happens. Can you do that? Still doesn't like it. Okay, what I'm going to do, I think, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use a slice instead, because I think we can use slice for this. Make, like that, and can I do A comma B? Can I do that? Nope, doesn't like it. Expecting that, expecting that. Okay. What if we did this and said in the beginning it's just a 0? Still doesn't like it. Expected type, make. Oh, that's right. We have to say, what is this an array of? Slice of. Okay. Now, that's cool. It's not used yet. That's fine. We can live with that. So now we have a string that has nothing in it. So now, make life easier. Yep, append. We're going to give it some values. Let's just say John. And then append some more. And give it Doe. So there's our string with, we can prove to ourselves that that's what it is. we can say print S1 for now, just to see that we got this right. All right. 0. Did I save it? Or maybe that's why. Okay, here you go. So there's our array of strings. So now we can join it. We can say, okay, we can actually do this in one shot. Actually, it's easy. It'll be easy to follow for you guys. So let's just say S2 equals strings.Join. And now we can give it S1 because S1 is an array of strings. Still doesn't like it. Not enough. Oh, because we have to give it a separate. So when we combine them, right, something has to go in between these two words, John and Joe. So what's going to go in between? We're going to say, how about we just be creative and say dash. Come on. Comma, dash. Didn't like it. Let's put it operand. Operand, what? Oh, this is the print part. I don't need to do this here. I need to do this here. S1 here, and then say, I wonder if it's a string or just dash. Let's see. Doesn't like it. Okay, how about we just say dash like that? Oh, VS Code. All right. Okay, now it's happy, and we're going to print not S1. We're going to print S2 because now S2 should be a combination of John and Doe, and with the dash in between. Doesn't like it. Undefined S2. S2 equals string. Oh, we have to do this. When you define a variable, if you don't want if you want this to have an initial value only, you say colon. If you want it, zero, what's called zero value, we can talk about some of that basically. So if it's integer to zero or not. So, but if you wanted to define the variable and give it its value of your own in one shot, you have to put the colon in there. Okay, let's try that. There you go, John and Doe. So we're putting together two elements of an array of string and putting together into one string. Now, I actually do not know anything about the count function. So let's look at the count function and see what it does. So you can do a demo of that. Count substring. Oh, counts non-overlapping substring. Okay, so basically, how many times this appears in a given string. So okay, now we have a string called John Doe, right? Or yeah. So we can use that to our advantage. You can say, okay, how many? So you're going to say, let's first of all define the variable, make life easy for us. We can say var how many times, right? And that will be an integer. And we can just leave it as a 0. By default, it gets a z. It types 0 value. In the case of integer, it's just 0. So if you print it int, it will give us a 0. Now we're gonna use that variable to demo our count function. How many times equals strings, that's the package. No, we're not doing comparing, we're doing count. Count. Now count it gives you syntax, string, substring, and whatnot. Okay, so let's see. And string is S2, and what we're looking for is, let's just say JO, all right? Capital H, JO. How many times does that appear? Now, instead of printing S2, we're going to print how many times. No more syntax errors. That's cool. Let's run the program. It only came one time, right? So let's do this. Let's, in here, let's give it Joe, and then Joe like that. So when you combine the string, we should get a count of 3, because the combined string will have John, Joe, Joe, and Doe, and the JO part comes 3 times. Now, what if we give it nothing at all? like it's something that it's not even there. So let's just say no1, right? Command S, it should give me a 0. Okay, so today we demonstrated two functions from the string package because we need to know the string package for us to be able to tackle string-based coding questions. And we demoed two functions, join and count. Hope you found this useful. I will see you in the next one.